Welcome everybody to today's reading. Today's reading we have 3 groups for you to choose from. The theme or the topic of the reading today is going to be what do they need from you. Group 1 we have the Rhodonite. Group 2 we have the Rose Quartz, and Group 3 we have the Rhodochrosite. So you can take a moment to choose whichever pile that you feel the most drawn to, and the timestamps will be in the description box. I read tarot intuitively and sometimes energy, so it might be a bit of a spin on some of the traditional tarot readings that are out there, although there are a lot of readers that I come across that tend to read similarly to this anyway. So moving forward, we'll get started with group 1 and we'll see you there. Okay, welcome group 1. If you chose the Rhodonite, then this will be your reading today for what do they need from you. And we're starting with the Knight of Wands. Our witch's car is about to be towed. Her coven mates, dressed in their elementally symbolic garb, create a protective circle around it. She is finally able to pay off a debt she owed, and the man she owed is stopping the towing. You are facing the end or resolution of a long-term project or problem. This could be a stressful time as you are against a deadline of some sort. Be confident that you've done everything you needed, but it doesn't hurt to call in some reinforcements, even if it's just for moral support. So this seems to be like where we're starting off at. I'm just going to take some more cards, other cards. Okay, so some of you could have been in some type of like leadership position or delegate position, something like that. You could have been in charge or in a supervisory role in a workplace. For others of you, you could have just been a stronger personality within a friends group. But it looks like whatever it is that you've been forced to start again, or you've like chosen to leave something behind. But it does feel like if you have chosen to leave something behind, it's more from a place of what feels like it wasn't a choice, or it was more of a necessity. Like it wouldn't have been good if you had stayed. And I feel like when you choose or have chosen to make this step away or to start again or somewhere new with new people, whatever that is, that it is freeing up some sort of blockage that you are experiencing. I think it will give you the ability to see things much more clearly, and I think it helps you make your decisions more directly. Like there's a bit more of a self-assurance and less second guessing yourself. There's no real need to think over things for too long. You kind of know what you think and you make that decision and you just move forward, right? So it feels like you could be coming out of a time where it was very hard to make a decision. You may have been experiencing some sort of like analysis paralysis, or you could have had people in your ear trying to cloud your judgment or decision making, but just being in these people's energy in itself could have been quite clouding in some way. But I feel like this group, for how strong you are and how you carry yourself throughout the world, it's kind of a wonder to me of why you ever put up with whatever this was, unless it was a case that you were unaware. But I feel like even if you were unaware, you probably would have worked it out pretty quickly. So, I mean, it could have been just the fact that you found yourself in this position and then had to kind of like jump onto it pretty quickly to sort it out. But, you know, they talk about having paid your dues in some way, and then having like, you know, the car in this picture is about to be towed away. And so as you're paying your dues, whoever's in charge of like, you know, the fines or the car being towed away is putting a stop to it being towed away. But she's also getting help from friends as well, in like slowing it up or putting a pause on the moment or something like that to give them enough time to be able to kind of take control of the situation again. So there's something here where Spirit could have given you a bit of a heads up or a little bit of a helping hand in kind of coming out of some sort of situation here. It's hard to really say or put a finger on what it could have been. Some of you could have learned a lesson in some way where maybe it wasn't a nice lesson to learn, but you know a lot better now. And so maybe part of your path is kind of stepping into your own energy where you're calling the shots on how you move forward, and you're making that sort of mindful, conscious choice, being very self-aware to actually move away because you are recognizing that you couldn't see clearly. And so for some of you, there was some sort of like trauma or something here that this is based out of, whatever this history was, whatever this point was that got you to where it did, where you're having to kind of like pay someone back or kind of correct things, or I don't know what it was. Some of you, I don't know, it kind of gives me the energy of being held accountable, and upon being held accountable, even though it hurts, you do what you can to kind of fix it and move on. Which is, it's a weird energy for me because it's not normally how I read the Nine of Wands. Normally for me, it's very much that kind of like, you know, being worn down or defensive and being battered and bruised from our experiences or something like that. And so very much can be the same thing, but just it's like there's more here to the picture. Like there's a whole like history here to what, however this is played out. So with that being said, we're going to take another card. I do feel called to mention some of you could be, when you're looking at like starting out somewhere new, you could actually be looking to like online groups or forums or something like that to find like a new group or people to reach out to. For some of you, this could be finding new types of readers. So like new tarot readers or intuitive readers, psychics, or something like that, whoever it is that you're getting your information from. Which is also a bit of a weird message, but anyway. So we have It's Time to Come Home, Goddess of the Sea, and Abundance, Purification, Ego. I actually did get a message at the start of when I was shuffling the cards, and I like kind of forgot what it was, and I couldn't remember as much as I tried. So I just had to make that decision to kind of let it go so that I could move on with life. And if it came up again, then I would kind of be lucky enough that it was like definitely meant for this group, because I was getting the mention something to do with like sea witches, or I don't know if it was like being protected from someone that maybe is into like witchy occultist type stuff, or yeah, I don't know. So anyway, we have abundance, purification, and ego. Okay, so this is also touching on something else that I kind of wish that I had thought to mention earlier, but it's okay. So I have lots of elements between protection and purification here today. And the first one is I have rosemary and clear quartz, and these are two of my like go-to purification, I don't know, tools, if you will. Rosemary is always beautiful for purification. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that it's something that does come up quite often throughout the videos and time to time, in helping keep energy clear, but I do feel like rosemary is protective as well. So for some of you, if you feel called to, this could be, you know, a mention for you to like cook with rosemary if there's something that you know you like to make already, like season your food with it, or to, if you have a plant, kind of snap a sprig and keep it with you, or go get a rosemary plant if that's something that you're kind of inclined to do. I definitely feel like it will help you keep your energy clean and pure, and kind of give it a little bit more like oomph, in terms of its ability to keep itself clear during this time. But we also have clear quartz. And so I actually just finished doing a reading, and when I was doing this reading, I felt physically ill from the type of energy that was coming through, and I had to kind of sit with clear quartz and really work with that through a little bit of like energy transmutation to kind of clear up what was coming through. So it's definitely in terms of transmuting, it's definitely in terms of cleansing and purification, but it was just, I don't know, there's something not only pure but like so versatile about clear quartz, and so powerful too. I feel like it's probably one of the most underestimated crystals out there, and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I feel like it would be very helpful for this group. So anyway, whether you choose to wear it with a crystal or you just choose to take the message from it is fine. Whatever, it's your decision. Anyway, so Goddess of the Sea, abundance, purification, and ego. For some of you, your ego has been linked with self-love. I mean, that makes lots of sense for anybody, right? Because if our ego is strong, it can sometimes give us a sense of false self-love, or it can really affect how we feel about ourselves in terms of self-love. Like maybe we have low self-esteem because the ego can kind of get out of hand in terms of comparison and stuff, or superficial aspects and qualities about ourselves where we're not really seen or valued as a whole person, or a heart-led and heart-embodied person. But it also could be a case of like, something to do with what the heart wants is affecting our ego, because it's like we're not seeing the outcome that we would like to, so kind of being too attached to an outcome. I feel like these are all pretty normal things that you can experience as a human, and from time to time, and being put in different situations, and usually situations where the outcome does mean a lot to you. So I would say that like there's something here about like balancing out the two between self-love and ego. I feel like the more it's healthy to have ego as long as it doesn't take over your life. What I would say is that you probably would greatly benefit from an aspect of healthy ego through really having a strong sense of self-love, and I find that to be true for most people. There's something here. I don't know if you guys haven't been feeling like you're yourselves, or like you've had the ability to be your authentic selves with the people around you, or you've been struggling with it, or you felt like there wasn't room for it, or you had to be something. For some of you, you could have been in a leadership position, and so like when you are in a leadership position, there are times where we kind of feel like, maybe it's not always appropriate to be our most social selves, or maybe if you are a person that has quite strong beliefs or opinions, even though it's authentic to ourselves, it's not always necessarily the best for the group, especially if we are in a position where we are leading people, to necessarily be kind of putting that out there all the time, because it takes away from really what we're doing in the essence of being in a group. So there's something here where I feel like there is a call to come back to something that feels more like home, or to your beliefs, or to being yourself, your authentic nature. So I would say it does look like you're going somewhere new. So this it could be a place that like, it's like you've done your time on whatever this is. You've kind of gone through the experience. You're starting somewhere new. You're coming out with a lot more clarity. You have the ability to be your more authentic self, to be yourself more authentically. You have the ability to do it in such a beautiful way, and I think it will be really good for your sense of self. There's something here too where I think it would probably assist in terms of like clearing the chakras and aligning, like energetic alignment, or universal or soul alignment, something like that. And I feel like if you're able to sort of step into this, not only will you really open up your heart chakra and potentially help your throat chakra flow a lot better, it's essentially like opening up your whole higher chakra system. If I don't know what's going on, it can be so specific for different people, but it's like I see the heart, the higher heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, even and through to the soul seat chakra, all lit up. like it's just like boom, 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 like dominoes. They all sort of open up, and the energy is like flowing clearly through. It's like a strong, bright white light kind of clearing through all the way up and connecting you back into source or the universe. And so you are able to more easily obtain accurate intuition, or just a lot. I don't know, it's like your sense of knowing or your clarity is very strong. And I also had the blue kyanite, which for me can kind of be an understated but punchy energy for like almost like brutal authenticity, but not cocky. Like I don't know how much else to explain it. Very beautiful though, but very strong. Yeah. But also certain conditions will really make or break it, okay? So I'm feeling like whatever it is that you're coming out of may have been the environment that was kind of breaking that down, which we kind of discussed already. But saying here, there's a strong call for protection. So we have... the rosemary we mentioned. We've got the labradorite here as well. And we've got I can't remember the name for it. I was supposed to look it up before I started the reading. But like the grandfather's beard is what we kind of typically call it here. I'll look it up and I might put it in the timestamps in the description box underneath for this group. But they're all incredibly protective to me. So I feel like it gives me the vibe of walking into a new environment. What I imagine, what I'm seeing in my mind is that you walk into the yard of a person's house and kind of maybe they have trees or a fence or bushes or something in like the corners of the house, and like the yard, because I see yard surrounding the house. And so it's like whether you notice it or it's understated or something like that, I almost see like trees that have lots of this grandfather's beard, just like kind of almost seemingly unnoticed, just understated, hanging from the trees, but like so much of it. And it's almost like a sense of where there is grandfather's beard, there is protection, there is safe space, there is energetic boundaries, there is a peace and serenity, there is like a protectiveness from your ancestors and your guides and angels. So yeah, just do with that what you will. That may resonate for some of you. You may already kind of have stuff like that set up. Labradorite, it's giving me more like a psychic attack protection or an astral travel kind of protection for the vibe of this reading for you, group 1. Rosemary is just like, keeping negative vibes or energy out. And some of these things will change time to time. And some of you may feel drawn to certain aspects and not others. And some of you are, leaning into your intuition and you already know the things for you that would be helpful. But these are, I feel like, if nothing else, this grandfather's beard or even the labradorite would be the most important here. Anyway. So, protecting the third eye and the crown chakra particularly, but yes. So... what else? Do you know what it makes me think of, that grandfather's beard? It's like walking onto the property and just like almost feeling like you are allowed to enter, but only peacefully. So it's like if you were energetically sensitive, you may feel like you're walking through an energetic barrier or force field or something that you're kind of allowed into. But it's quite subtle, but it's very calming or protective or supportive or something. It's hard to say. Okay, anyway, what else do we need here? Some of you guys may have like a bit of a quirkiness to your personality that hasn't really had a chance to come out, or you haven't really given it the space or the grace to come out. And so this would be like a time for you that you can really embrace that. And yeah, I don't know what it looks like, but it feels like it's definitely something kind of important here for you. Let's try and take more cards. Yeah. I feel like you guys could have been just potentially in survival mode, or having a lot of responsibilities or burdens put on you, or just being in a position where like life was kind of hard for a while, maybe even a long time. I don't know, but I feel like not only are you not far off not having to deal with a lot of the stuff you've been dealing with, I feel like it's made you very well traveled. It's made you, it's been a lot of things that have really allowed you to appreciate or feel more comfortable in your own skin, maybe more than you ever have before. And it's like when you allow yourself to just be and allow yourself to just kind of receive with your openness of how you are and how you show up in the world without expectation or manipulation. And when I say manipulation, it's not always so insidious, right? This could just be like without having to feel like you need to, color your hair or something like that. And it's not always a bad thing either, right? That in itself can be a true expression of our authentic nature because we just like a color and we want to dye our hair, that's fine. But there's something here where it's like, maybe we don't feel like we have to contort ourselves into something that we're not. And because we are able to just freely be ourselves, we can more easily enter into a flow state and positively move forward. Even if we're not always sure what way we want to go, there's something here where we're really valuing ourselves and probably ready to kind of take on anything as well. I don't feel like it's necessarily about being super courageous, but maybe more about the fact that you're just ready to, I don't know, cross that bridge when you get there and just kind of make the most of it is what I feel. Okay, so this is meant to be what they need from you. And was something that happens frequently in the readings is that I will get lots of side note messages come through for people. So this could actually be, if you flip the energy, this could be a lot to do with your person and where they have been at. And it also could just be a bit of like setting up, knowing where we're at so that the rest of it makes sense going forward. But this also could be a case of spirit sometimes likes to just slip in messages that are for our highest good. And this could have been more important, sort of needing to make sure that that was put out first before we moved on. So anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to move forward into I always debate when this happens in readings whether I put in timestamps for the kind of meat in the message, but I do really feel like it takes away. It's like when I have kind of queried it with spirit before, I have been directed not to, because it's like missing part of the genuine message. So I know sometimes, we have a video titled for a specific theme and it doesn't always stay on topic. And I understand that might be frustrating for some people, but it just is what it is. And I can't control it. And if I was to control it, I wouldn't be honestly channeling or passing on the genuine messages to you, okay? So it is what it is. And there's not really, we still do what we can to keep it on theme. But if there's messages there, they're meant to come out. They're meant to come out. So we have, I am in divine flow and move in alignment, yin and yang, unity, balanced energy, and manifestation. Yeah, that's really nice. That flow state seems to be something that you guys, if you're not already in it, you're definitely like embracing more of it. Okay, so what they need from you. I'm just hearing they need you to step up and be your own person. So this is very much bleeding into that first part. So you can see here, if I had cut that out, how it would not have done the second part of the message justice. So this almost gives me divine counterpart energy. And it's like, you guys cannot come together the way that you are meant to. That is going to be for the highest good for everybody, including yourselves, to be able to embrace such like a divine connection if you just can't be yourself. And so if you're not embracing who you are, if you're not just being comfortable in your skin or authentic, like just even being brave enough that if you want to go dye your hair blue, just go dye your hair blue. And it might be the thing that catches this person's eye or something. Or maybe they also have done that before and they're kind of, they're not like put off by it. They're like, oh, that person's probably really cool or quirky. There's little things like that. Could be a signifier for them. It is that like yin to the yang. It is that masculine to the feminine or feminine to the masculine. And it just, there's something here that it's like really time to embrace yourselves, put down the burden, step into your flow state, Yeah, moving forward in a positive light here. Okay, I want to take more. Yeah, and literally getting like it takes two to tango. So I wonder if this person is already showing up in a bit more of an authentic energy. Well, it could be you. Just flip the energy for whatever resonates here for this part. It's like either you are already in your authentic energy or your person is, and either one of you are needing the other person to step up. I do feel for most of you, it is your person needing you to kind of step into your authenticity more than them. I feel like they may already be leading the way in that. I think this rune is also symbolic of protection as well. Okay. There's like a great deal of abundance that has come in that is allowing for a new beginning, and it has the potential to really come into like a very happy, very fulfilled life. Very like a life where you may have people around you that are supportive even in the times that it's not happy. And people may try to mess with you a little bit. Is this something about, is this our person's history or is this our viewer's history? This seems more like your history as opposed to something that's necessarily coming through. So it's still kind of focusing on the backbone of the picture here where it's like, this is maybe what's already happened for you. And there is that warning and that needing to be protected because I feel like you are protected though, or you're already doing stuff. But this, what is it? There's like this person that's meant to come in that's meant to be a counterpart, but we're still experiencing people trying to mess with you. Oh man, what do they need from you? Someone's trying to take something from you. Someone wants your fulfillment and happiness, all right? And it was weird because when I kind of sat down and like did a little mini meditation to get like the theme come through, like bringing through the theme of the reading today, and I was getting what they need from you, I kind of felt like it was this person's perceived version of what they need from you. Like it's not really a need. It was more just like they would claim to need it or they think they need it or something like that. And I think what it is that they want this like abundance. They want this new beginning. They want this happiness and fulfillment and being surrounded by supportive or loving relationships or whatever it is. Or if you're a person that holds space really well, they like want that from you. But the thing is that they're not just like meeting you where you're at, allowing you to make a choice. They're trying to take it from you without you knowing. And I think they're doing it in a really underhanded way. And I'm not saying that this is this divine counterpart. Seems like a different person. So I wonder if this is something, so this seems like in your history, something that you have dealt with, but it also seems like something that you may have to continue to deal with into the future. And so it could be very hard for this group to kind of, I understand why it could be so burdensome to feel like you are putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and showing who you are to the world. But there's really a call for you to continue to do that, even if you feel like you're not doing it to be protective. So if you can find a balance between equally being protective of yourself, or, energetically protected at least, as well as enough free ebb and flow, allowing yourself to be trusting the universe and allowing a state of flow and receiving. There's something here to be gained from this balance, but I feel like we're missing something. Like, what is it that they need from you? This person is, I feel like if you guys have somehow done this, I sometimes get this in readings from time to time, where it's like, if you, for example, patented an idea or a technology or, I don't know, whatever it could be, like if you invented something or coined something or, like if you were a university, like a scientist or a scientific researcher or something like that, and you had some sort of incredible find that you had patented some type of like knowledge or I don't know what it is. It's like, it's true, it's tried, it's tested, It's given back tenfold, and on top of giving back tenfold, it's created all sorts of new possibilities and opportunities and beginnings. And maybe you get a lot out of like having been able to do something so great. And it's like, it gives me the energy of a person trying to steal like mental, oh, what is it when a person tries to take, I can't remember what it's called, when you like generally work for corporate companies. Mental intelligence, it's not mental intelligence, I always forget what it's called. If I can remember later, I'll put it in the timestamps, under the timestamp for this group, for group 2. But it's like, what is it, mental knowledge, mental intelligence, it's like, I can't remember. Anyway, it's like a person maybe trying to steal an idea or a bit of knowledge that like they seen you create something good off of, so now they're going to try to steal it and make it like their own. Like that, it's kind of gives me like plagiarism of business intelligence or something like that. I can't. I feel like it's really important for this group that I remember too. And okay, I'm just going to move on, and if it comes back, it'll come back. We're going to roll the astro dice, but also for some of you, this person could kind of try to rule whatever it is that you're doing. So even though you're kind of moving forward and being yourself, why do they have to take over? Like, why does this have to, I don't even want to roll the astro dice because I feel like I just want to push past them. And I feel like this is something that comes up for me as like a challenge during my readings, is like we get these people come through, and that more like almost always is there a divine aspect to it, where it's like there's something to be learned, to be gained during insight, even if we don't always appreciate it or it's not what we would choose. Sometimes there are things such as the person pulling on your energy, hence we've got so much like purification and protective type of stuff. You guys could be called to like cleanse and clear your energy and to kind of do some sort of protective meditation or practice or something to kind of and just make sure that the energy that you're experiencing is your own and not other people's, because this person could really, it's like they may focus on you so much or what you're doing. Intellectual properties, it's intellectual properties is what they're trying to steal, right? So it's actually like a real business thing that like if you leave a company, you are not supposed to disclose intellectual properties from one business to another when you start out the new place, right? It's meant to kind of be like a non-disclosure agreement type of thing. Like I think people can legally literally get in trouble if you take intellectual property from one business and then take it to another, and you essentially give them the copy or the blueprint or the patterns or the patent from one to another. It's like sharing intellectual property that is actually somebody's because they have already coined it, they invented it or pioneered it or something weird. And it's like hard too, because how do you determine what is intellectual property when something could also just be trending, and like when and I don't know, it's a blurry line, right? I don't know how you kind of get around that, and I feel like it would be something that would be potentially helpful for this group to look into, is like, what's the definition? Do you know, I've got my computer, I'm going to do it. If you guys feel like this drags too much or it's getting off topic for you, you're welcome to click off the reading. But also, like, if it's too slow for you, I think you can just hold down and it will kind of speed up the playback, like the recorded playback. It will speed up how slow or fast I talk, sorry. Right, one thing at a we're going to roll the dice afterwards because I feel like that's too much. We just want to do one thing at a time. So intellectual property versus like something trending knowledge or something like that. Okay. I think the computer's going to take a moment to kind of turn on, so I'll at least roll the dice while we're waiting. I didn't realise it had kind of timed out and just gone on to standoff or whatever it's called. Standby. Okay, so we have Virgo, 7th house, and Saturn. It almost gives me the energy of a person sharing knowledge in their relationships that is super, like, it's either very good quality or it's very efficient, or it like yeah, very good quality knowledge being shared that has been potentially learnt through hardship. And I don't know if this person, you know, for some of you, it could be almost like a bit of a karmic thing that this person would, maybe it's not necessarily in a business sense, but it's in some sort of like friendship relationship category here. I feel, guys, I just want to apologize if this seems like it's jumping around all over the place. This is kind of hard to keep this on track, and I'm just doing the best I can with the information that I have. Oh, the computer's not even going to work. Okay, we'll ignore it. If I find it, I'll look it up afterwards, and I'll put in under the timestamp as well. Okay, anyway, so what do we need to know for group 1 in terms of the difference between intellectual property and something trending? I just feel like part of what it is like, yeah, you can look at the path of like people not getting the recognition or the dividends that they sort of deserve or something from having coined something or invented something or coming up with, you know, some sort of intellectual property. But I'm getting something about stuff being lost, like the essence of something or the potency of something, kind of the meaning of something being lost in translation down the line. And so it's kind of like, you can replicate it all you want, but it's like it's missing something. I don't know. I think I'm going to move on from the astro dice here as well. I'm just going to take it more as like a confirmation than part of the message, because it seems not to have as much significance other than it could potentially be karmic, could potentially have to do with like actual relationships as opposed to a workplace. And it could have to do with like, I don't know, something in the detail. I wonder if it's just people being... No, it doesn't feel right. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to quickly hit up all the signs. So the energies that we have coming through, so obviously Saturn and Virgo. We also had Cancer and Aries. Yeah, they're the main ones. We've got a few other things, but they're not really, yeah, Cancer, Aries, and Virgo. I just feel like someone could definitely see what you do as abundant and really fulfilling, and they kind of want to take it and, you know, take it as their own and put it forth to other people as if it's theirs, or they come up with it or something. So I'm going to take more cards. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick, and it's just like, it's a new thing that I'm experiencing when I kind of, you know, experience certain types of energies. I just feel a little bit gross after a while. Oh yeah, birthing, whatever it is that you are doing that's bringing in all this abundance, it's like, it annoys me so much, because I feel like whatever it is that this person's trying to take from you, this, you know, whether it's loosely referencing intellectual property, it could be like, say for example, you're a content creator and maybe you had really hard experiences, but you found a way to kind of bring light to these hard experiences through the content that you create, right? This is a very rough example. It could translate to absolutely anything, okay? But it's like, you've given birth to illuminate, like shining light on something here, or illuminating people to like certain struggles, or, you know, maybe making them feel like valid in their experiences, or, you know, the things that have come in. I don't know. It's just, it's like through your karma or your lessons in life or something like that. It's like you've done something really beautiful with it, where you've really stepped into a way that you can take care of others and serve other people, and maybe specifically in your relationships, or as a content creator, you have such a relationship where you are really nurturing or serving to people, service orientated, right? And it's like this person is like cherry picking pieces from what you do and taking the best bits of it. And I still don't, it's weird because I still, when I think about this logically, I'm like, well, if there are good things, we shouldn't be necessarily gatekeeping, and we shouldn't be, not sharing them so that other people can't benefit from them. And I think that that's probably how this person would frame it. But I think what they're doing, it's not like, there's something about it where it's like not coming from the right place, or they're maybe the content they're creating is more of an imitation versus like an authentic content where, say for example, you take the lessons or the inspirations, you internalize it, and you kind of come out with your own original version of whatever that looks like. And then you kind of like move on with how, yes, I'm sure it shapes the way that you do your work moving forward and who you are as a person, and the things, like there will be parts of you that will be forever changed because of how it impacted you. And that's really beautiful that we can have this kind of butterfly flow-on effect. But there's something here where it's like this person they're not really embodying it. They're taking the bits that sound good so that they can kind of like spit them out. Anyway. And I just feel, I don't know, whatever that is, I feel like regardless of people trying to do things like that too, there definitely is some sort of like union coming in here. There's definitely, I think, in the aspect of you still embracing your authentic nature, yes, be protective of yourself, be discerning. Don't allow it to put a dampener on this abundance that you have and new beginnings coming in. Definitely like celebrate, definitely pour into yourself and the people around you and foster that good community. And I think you're going to have a very happy life. And even though people are going to try stuff like this, don't let it take away from like the really true, close, good connections that you have in your life. Don't, it's almost like a call to not become blocked off because of the things that you've experienced, because it's like so much beautiful creation and birth like that can come in. This could literally be a child. Like this could literally be creating a family with a divine counterpart, if that you align with through your authenticity and not being too closed off, right? Still putting yourself out there. It's like kind of like not letting the haters win, right? There's something here where it's like, even if they're going to do that, yeah, they can replicate it, but they're never going to be you, whatever that is, okay? So, I don't know what the laws are around intellectual property and how that all works, because I don't know, there's so much stuff on the internet that as soon as something's put out there, it's almost like echo chambers, right? Like people just kind of like reverberating, regurgitating all the information, and it's not all bad or disingenuous or ill-intended. So anyway, but yeah, I feel like there is something here where it looks like through your journey and your character development, stepping into who you are as a person, dealing with people trying to do this sort of stuff, but remaining in your flow state, remaining in balance and harmony with ourselves, and the universe, and allowing ourselves to be out in the open, even though we have so much and people may try to take it. We're not going to allow it to stop us closing ourselves off from what could potentially be really beautiful unions that really call for good times, like happy years is kind of the energy that I get, okay? So I'm asking if there's anything else here that we need, and I'm not getting that. So what I would say that they need from you, you've got two people coming through, okay? Quick summary to just like really make it clear. You've got a divine counterpart waiting for you to be yourself and to be open and receiving, to be able to kind of genuine, like, and being in your flow state, to be who you are so that you can come into a connection together, both being yourselves, where it is very authentic and free-flowing, and it will create something really beautiful for time to come, really good times. And then you have this other person here who they think that they need something from you, and they just going to, I don't know, whether it's like stealing something from you or copycat or imitation or cherry picking things you say and pretending they come up with it. I don't really know what it is. I don't really care for it, and I don't think you should either. Even if it's very frustrating to have to deal with this at times, it's just not worth like kind of, I don't know, man. I kind of want to push it to the side. I kind of want to tell it to go, just like go away. It's like, it's just the annoying, whatever, like, I don't know, yeah. Anyway, purification, protection, do what you can to look after your energy and take care of yourselves through this time. And the people around you, I feel like, will also be very important too. If you've got a tight-knit group, or like a group of people that can kind of, you know, they honor what you have and it is supportive in nature, when they see things like this happen, they're not going to let these people in either. So there's something to be said about the people that you have around you. I feel like you're going to have very good people around you. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and hopefully it made sense. And even though there was seemed like a little bit of jumping around, hopefully it all kind of stitched together nicely at the end there so that you could get something helpful out of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in another reading. Thanks, guys. Okay, welcome group 2. If you chose a rose quartz, then this will be your reading for today, on what it is that they need from you. And the very first thing that I got as I pulled this card is like the magic starts here and the beauty is from within. So I do feel like this person could potentially be kind of looking to you for an example in, I don't know if this is things like beauty routines or the way that you kind of present yourself within the world versus how you carry yourself, or like they genuinely could be learning from the way that you are or show up, a type of self-love that they have not actually been exposed to, they haven't seen in the people around them that they maybe grew up around or family or anything. So for some of you, you could be the first example of self-love that they have come across. I do want to say for some of you that they could be getting magic and beauty confused. So, you know how I said that, like, the beauty is within you and the magic, I can't remember. God damn it, why is that already happening? The message I'm getting is that for some of you, it's like they could be getting confused with like the beauty being within, emanating outward. And so they think when they look at you, oh, you're so beautiful, but they don't realize how much of it is because of who you are as a person. And they think some of them could actually, this is like how, depending on your person and whatnot, because everyone's a little bit different in terms of intensity and whatnot. Some of these people could literally think that you've done like a glamour magic or something. So for some of you, I want to say that you could have potentially had a glow up as you've come out of some sort of hard time, and people just like didn't realize that you were going through a hard time. They just always thought that that was just you kind of at your best. And they're only just realizing that, I don't even think they realize, some of them do. But a lot of these people, they actually don't see the self-love and the coming out of like a really hard time. They just see you as having a glow up, and they think that you've like got a hold of some sort of weird glamour magic or something, that you're like this crazy powerful person who's just like being very superficial and stuff, when really they're missing the whole point. Is that this self-love is so strong that in a sense, in a weird way, it almost can kind of act as like a type of magic, but it's not. I don't know, like it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's just like, you know, when a person has a really great personality, that in itself can just do half the work, man. Like it doesn't have to be like, you know, the right type of nail polish or hairdo. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to take that out because we don't need that. I don't know if it was you or this person could be experiencing some sort of like gut issues at this time, and there is maybe a note to be mindful of the things. Yeah, I'd say it's for you, for the viewer here, for group 2. Just be mindful of the things that you're putting into your body, and you may be called to drink more water or something like that, and that would probably make you feel better. Yeah, and I do want to say, like, we have the rose quartz here, and it's so stereotypically known for like some of its best qualities and true to its nature, even if it seems cliche. you know, self-love and unconditional love. So like, even if there's features about yourself, or sorry, I'm getting it mixed up, right? This could be a bit of a dual message here. And I've got people here that could be on either side of this, right? So what they need from you. So this person may think they're trying to take tangible notes or things that they can do that will help improve their appearance based off how you show up in the world, or they're learning this self-love from you. And maybe for some of you, they're learning unconditional love for you. For others of you, it's like you may just be learning this yourself, and they're kind of like watching you, and they're kind of wanting to do it. But I don't know what they need from you. I literally heard self-acceptance. I wonder if some of these people are seeking external validation through you, but they are missing the point that they don't realize that self-acceptance is what they actually need. So it's, again, I kind of had this come through a little bit with one of the people in group 1, and I was getting the message as I was pulling these cards, setting up for today's reading, that some of these people are getting mixed up with what they actually need from you versus like with something that they think they need from you, or there's like something that their mind hasn't quite wrapped around or worked out about you. So it's like what they may need is to learn through the way you move throughout the world, or you carry yourself, or something like that, that you embody a lot of self-love, and you embody this unconditional love, and that's part of you just being this great person that emanates out a type of beauty or magic almost, and it is like really attractive or seductive or something, or I don't know, it's just beautiful, okay? And then so this, instead of seeing the lesson that they could learn from it, or how they could implement this for themselves or go within and kind of do the work, they kind of are like, well, you know, group 2 does their hair this way, or I don't know, I feel like if I read into it too much, I'm just going to get lost in too much of the detail that's almost like not really helpful. But it's just an example here of like what they think they need from you, but like really they don't. So they think for some of you, it's like they will do things, take things from you, like not necessarily stealing, but they want to learn from you and how you do things. And from others of you, they like want your validation here, and they don't realize that I think they just put you on a pedestal and they want your validation, but they don't realize that they don't need your validation. They just need to love themselves more, and maybe a little bit more unconditionally than what they previously have. And that if they could do that and be a little bit softer on themselves or kinder to themselves, that they may have more room to like really flourish or something, or to let their beauty kind of emanate out themselves. And for others of you, this could be, I do get the vibe here that there could be a very close connection here, potentially very intimate, just very close, like very, like you guys, even if it's platonic, you could really just love each other a lot. And so this person may definitely really want external validation here from you, because you do matter a lot to them, okay? So we'll just take what resonates there, but moving on. What is there? I have Dark Night of the Soul, Transformation, Awakening Tower. So that lines up with kind of what I was saying, with some of you could have come out of like a really hard time where maybe you like weren't at your best. So they're kind of putting this down to a glow up or glamour magic, but really it's like maybe you've been experiencing a dark night of the soul. For others of you, this dark night of the soul has kind of shaped you into this new way that you embody yourself or carry yourself. It's like they don't understand. It's not just like a lip gloss that you put on or something. It's like there's something so intricate and beautiful and deep about who you are as a person. I just feel like they're missing the point. Okay, anyway, we have, Transformation, Awakening Tower. For some of you, this person could be experiencing almost like an internal tower moment because of how you show up within the world, or something that you represent almost in a mirror type fashion back to them about how they are not this way themselves. I feel like there's something so peaceful and calming about your energy. It's just really lovely. And so we have trust in the places you feel guided towards: space, time, and self, infinity, reincarnation, and 5D. There is a place within me, still calm, steady, eternal center, guru, protection, peace. May sweet and soft things find you, harmony, ease, inner charm, and softness. Yeah. I think there are things about you, maybe along your spiritual path, that this person is just not experiencing themselves this far in their journey. So if you do have excuse me, a likeliness for astral travel or deep shadow work or profound self-acceptance or self-awareness or something like that. The ability to kind of sit within, to go within. I don't think they really understand it, or they just know it's something that they don't understand and they kind of want it. Yeah. For some of you, this person may feel like they want unconditional love from you, but they're still kind of early, like they're still early on in their journey, and they may not realize the level, like the standard that you kind of will and won't accept. But we'll take the Astro dice. So some of you, like we have Sagittarius, the first house, and Saturn. So some of you could have like a Sagittarius rising, or there could be like a strong, or your person. But there could also just be like a strong Sagittarius energy here. So it can be like a wild, free, untamed beauty that has kind of strong characteristics. But like there is a sense that I get where what I can equate it to is like a freedom of exploration and just trusting things will work out, or maybe even being a little bit philosophical or something like that. And that in itself may be part of like this beautiful energy as well. But potentially a strong energy that, yeah. And then there could be something, yeah, it's definitely about the sense of self. And I mean, Saturn can kind of come, from my understanding, with hard lessons in the earlier years, or can be like a hard teacher. So there could be something here where this person has experienced a lot of harder lessons around their personhood or how they show up in the world or something like that. Maybe, I don't know how they value themselves. It's like their sense of self or something that they just, I don't know, maybe how they show up in the world. I don't know if this person could have been like bullied when they were younger, or even if they weren't bullied, they just never really felt special or admired or valued or something for certain things, the way that they see other people admire you. And the thing is that I think this person probably is really, still has a very strong type of attractiveness about them, in whatever that area is. Like they are an attractive person, but they're like too kind of externally focused or something. So we'll leave that where that is. I'm just asking Spirit if there's anything else here that we need for this reading for group 2, and they're saying no, that's it. So what does this person need from you? They really probably just need to kind of follow your example, like not necessarily follow your example, but see how you are, and maybe like realize that that's possible for them too, if they're able to go within and equate it to something within themselves, some sort of lesson there for them to be learned. What they think they need from you is to kind of your validation, or to kind of imitate you in some way. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful to you guys. And I'll see you all in another reading. Take care. Okay, welcome group 3. If you chose the Rhodochrosite, then this will be your reading today on what it is that they need from you. And so first of all, I need to mention that for group 3, Spirit like purposely had me not mention the like title of these cards, like what the actual name of the cards were when I was kind of reading out the crystals, because they didn't want people to falsely enter into group 3 under being attracted to like the title of the high priestess, as opposed to just, you know, their own intuitive practice or what it was that they were drawn to about this card or this crystal to begin with. So I feel like there is something here where spirit is protecting you, but they're also kind of protecting people from like deluding themselves a little bit. But we also have the Rhodochrosite here, and it does definitely seem like a lightness, I don't know, like a time for being for lighter energy or something like that. Anyway, like a loving lighter energy or time in life. Anyway, so this group could definitely be some of the more intuitive viewers coming through, and or you could be, I don't know, something about it during this time. You could be quite intuitive. Anyway, so we do have Temperance, the High Priestess. So we have the High Priestess twice, just in case I didn't mention that before. And then we have the Six of Swords and the Four of Cups. So it's like this person may think, one of the things that they think, this person could potentially think they need many things from you, or more than one anyway. And one of the things that they may think that they need from you is this like intuitive, you may have read cards for them, you may have done some sort of energy healing, some sort of, you may lead a community or have some type of public figure role in like a new age kind of, I don't know, figure or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's basically they see you as a high priestess and they think they need something that you have or something from you that kind of comes from this like high priestess. You may have a lot of occult knowledge and they think that they need that and they see you as the source to get it, if that makes sense. And so I feel like this person has started some sort of spiritual awakening or spiritual journey or something, but they've not quite, then they're just, I don't know if they're earlier on necessarily, because, you know, sometimes when people have a spiritual awakening, they can kind of go so far into their awakening that they can tend to, without meaning, kind of neglect like our physical bodies or our responsibilities and things like that within like the physical kind of 3D world in front of us, that we, you know, we can't be on earth without our physical body in that way, if that makes sense. And so it's like there is something that is profoundly spiritual about this experience and how we can come to, I guess, become integrated through a spiritual awakening and whatnot. But there's also something here where it's like this person, they could have kind of 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They may just not have really ground. There's something about it where either they've not really quite hit the cosmos or the universal side of it, or they've not quite, like maybe they haven't really left Earth in that sense. Like they haven't had such a profound spiritual awakening, or it's kind of the other side of it. It's just something here. It's like they're missing one part. They're either missing grounding or missing contact with the universe. Anyway, and so I just asked, what is it that they need from you? And they said they need to be like you. So even if they're not necessarily thinking that they're getting something from you in terms of like readings or guidance or knowledge or something, they think they need to be like you. And so it's like they may be looking for ways that they can kind of embody this high priestess energy. And then, I don't know, yeah, it's like they're on a mission. I feel like this person may put themselves through hard times even trying to kind of do this or get this. But it seems to be part of their like long-term fulfillment or something like that. And so what is it that they actually need from you? I just said they don't. They don't need anything from you. So, yeah, sometimes people are getting mixed up with what they think they need and what they actually need. Yeah. So we have Scorpio, the Sun, and the second house. So, I think they may misconstrue some type of energy that you show up in within the world, or you may be private about something. They may, you know, the second house can have to do with like financial security or like possessions or something like that. And so they may see something that you have and wonder how you got it, or they may see it as part of your personality or something. It's a bit weird. It's a weird energy where it's like, I feel like this person kind of looks at you in 2D, almost like with a flat affect, like they're not really seeing the depth of who you are or what you do or something. I don't know. It's kind of, I'm wondering how much more we really need for this reading. We're going to take more cards. No. Group 3, this is a very quick one. I'm glad that it was kind of more clear and straightforward, so at least it didn't take us as long to get the message. I think this person thinks they need things from you, and it comes through this like occultist or high priestess type energy that they see something within you. Even if you don't resonate with being like a witchy spiritual person, they could think that you like have, you know, things that you're not sharing. So they could just see you as a person, yeah, with a lot of knowledge that's like kind of, you're not willing, it's that privacy thing. It's like you could be very private and not, they think, I don't know if they think you're being a gatekeeper, but they think you know things that you're not willing to be, so you're not, it's like they're not privy to, and they kind of want that knowledge. And so even if it's not about the spiritual stuff, they think they need this knowledge that you have, but there's really something here that, I don't know, they don't need it. What do they actually need from you? Nothing. I think they're getting you confused with some part of their journey where they see you as something that they could learn from. And probably the thing that they could learn from is that you kind of, whatever it is that you have that they think they need from you, you embody it from within. You know, it's not something you carry with you, or I don't know. I think they sort of get that, but they don't totally conceptualize it. Anyway, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time with this one. I feel like this person could probably just pay more attention to themselves is probably the main takeaway, right? Anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you all another one. Bye.